From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
There is a complete mockery of the law that's going on in Mumbai. The notorious Sachin Vaze, who is a murder accused, an extortion accused, and accused in so many things, is holding one-to-one meetings with Parambir Singh while the police stand outside on guard. This one-to-one meeting happens in a room, the police is standing outside on guard. What's going on? This doesn't happen anywhere, it cannot be allowed. And the Supreme Court, which has provided interim, and the operational word is interim protection to Parambir Singh, is surely noting the fact that this interim protection does not allow a closed-door meeting between Sachin Vaze and Parambir, but it has happened, and I'm sure the courts are watching. Violating every provision of the law, I'm sure the courts are watching. And cocking a snook at the courts. A strategy meeting, I'm told, between Vaze and Parambir. Unsupervised. Subverting every due process. Between one prisoner and a co-accused. What's going on? An opportunity to match their versions, exchange notes, do anything they wish? What's going on? Where's the law? Where's the respect for the law? Possibly jeopardize the investigations. Two people who are under the scanner for misusing public office get a golden chance under the nose of the police to do exactly what they want. And where they, in an insult to the courts and the law, have a one-to-one meeting with the police outside. When they are both booked alongside Riaz Bhatti in an extortion case, they have a one-to-one unsupervised meeting. When the entire conduct of Sachin Vaze, who was under Parambir's direct supervision, in multiple cases in the CIU, is under national scrutiny and debate, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Vaze is allowed to exclusively confabulate with his former boss, who's got interim protection. What's going on? I ask you tonight, and I'm sure the courts will not miss this. Will the courts not be concerned that this is proof that evidence can be manipulated, anything can happen? There is an NIA probe into Mansukh Hiren murder case. There is evidence that shows, which has been reported everywhere, that Parambir was creating an alibi which would help Vaze. Then how can such a meeting be allowed? Why did it happen? How was it made to happen? And now that it has happened, entire media has reported this all over, viewers. The citizens are beginning to ask some serious questions. The legal fraternity of this country, jurists, citizen groups, concerned citizens. The nation is asking, what exactly is going on? How much more leeway? How much more an opportunity will be given to flex the law, walk over the law in this case? As we report this, we are told that there is an ongoing inquiry which has been ordered. We, the Home Minister of Maharashtra, talking about it today. Two commissioners talking about how this grave violation was allowed. But the citizen is asking why some people are allowed to get away. And what precedent does this set, ladies and gentlemen, for criminal jurisprudence in our country? The nation wants to know. Debate number 1 today. National anger over this Parambir Vaze meeting. It's not about a meeting, it's about a mockery of the law. Report submitted by the Mumbai police. ongoing investigations being put in jeopardy. Debate number one. Debate number two tonight. Questions on cryptocurrency raised in Parliament now take a stand. No currency for crypto. Crypto is not cool. That's debate number two, and here are the headlines. This Tuesday evening on the Debate Tonight. All over media reporting about a meeting between Parambir and Sachin Vaze for 1 hour behind closed doors as police stand in guard. The rendezvous is being investigated. Police investigation into the Mumbai meeting intensifies. Have the two under scanner compromised investigations. Opposition MPs keep the nation guessing over whether they will allow the parliament to function or not. Finance Minister makes it clear there is no plan to recognize crypto as a currency. Government to bring in cryptocurrency bill soon to regulate the crypto market. And ladies and gentlemen, Parambir Singh and Sachin Vaze allegedly held a closed-door meeting in Mumbai. There are reports it went on for over an hour. We wonder why. Has some of the biggest investigations, have they now been jeopardized? As we speak tonight, there is an eerie silence around this. Many, many serious legal and uncomfortable questions. Let's debate.
There has been massive outrage over the controversial Parambir-Sachin Vaze meeting. The reporters who were reporting from outside the chambers on Monday saw Parambir Singh and Vaze talking to each other even before the hearing began. At 11:15 a.m., soon after assembling, the one-member commission cancelled the bailable warrant against Parambir Singh. As per eyewitnesses, at 11:20 a.m., Parambir Singh left the commission chamber and entered an empty room with Vaze.
Parambir Singh and Sachin Vaze entered a room. No lawyers and no police authorities were inside the room where the meeting between the Parambir Singh and Sachin Vaze went for around 1 hour. Importantly, Mumbai police has taken a note of this meeting, and now the investigation on the meeting which held yesterday is been underway. During the hearing, importantly, Chandival Commission to Anil Deshmukh lawyer, not the lawyer though, but Anil Deshmukh and Sachin Vaze escort party has already instructed whatever happens outside this chamber, the escort party in charge will be held responsible.
The Maharashtra Home Minister has issued a statement.
ये बहुत गलत बात है, क्योंकि जब कोई भी व्यक्ति आरोपी है, ऐसे जो जुडिशियल कस्टडी में आरोपी होता है, उसको बाहर के लोगों को कोर्ट के परमिशन के बिना मिलने की अनुमति नहीं होती है। फिर भी उन्होंने मीटिंग की, इसके बारे में कैसे हुआ, क्या हुआ, इसके बारे में जांच करने के लिए मुंबई पुलिस आयुक्त को कहा गया।
And while it is still unclear what truly transpired during the meeting,
yesterday there was a point which was made by lawyers saying that Sachin Vaze and Parambir Singh met inside. Today the cognizance has been taken by the Maharashtra government also on that. So ma'am, what would you want to say on that?
That I won't want to comment on.
sources say that Mumbai police has sent a report to the Navi Mumbai Commissioner of Police. He is now expected to take appropriate action against the concerned officials. What remains worrisome is that the two have been named and accused in multiple cases together. And a meeting like this, if conducted without permission, puts these investigations in jeopardy. From the Mansook murder case to extortion cases to the fake TRP case.
Questions are being raised across all quarters over this meeting. There is outrage among the citizens. It must be asked, if this meeting took place without any permissions, then how is it that a closed-door meeting was allowed between a man who is accused of murder and a man who has been a proclaimed offender?
On the debate tonight, Shaina NC of the BJP, Brijmohan Srivastava of the NCP, Ruben Mascarenhas of the Aam Aadmi Party, Kishore Tiwari of the Shiv Sena, Kapil Madan, advocate, Vivek Dixit, advocate and citizen, Deshratan Nigam, advocate and political analyst, Enis Napinai, Advocate of the Supreme Court, Swapnil Kothari, senior lawyer, and Ridham Anand Bhardwaj. Serious questions here. What's going on? Vivek, you're an advocate as well. What do you think is going on?
Arnab, I guess today I have a sore throat, but I have to speak a lot about the criminal jurisprudence aspect. I hope my throat allows me to say so. Here I see a clear abuse of the liberty granted by the Honorable Apex Court. Now, Arnab, today I want to go a little technical. I want to take you back to the 5-judge bench, the constitutional bench of 1980, in the celebrated case of Gurbaksh Singh Sibia versus State of Punjab. Now, interestingly, in this case was headed by the Chief Justice. Please allow me to speak. By the Chief Justice Y.B. Chandrachud.
Which has allowed corrupt officers to negotiate.
Can you allow me to speak, please? Can you allow me to finish?
In the public domain.
No, let him complete.
Can you allow me to
You're getting into
finish?
technicalities. You're not getting
Shaina, he has a bad throat. Let him complete his point. I'll come to you surely. Everyone's angry about this. Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very simple. It's very simple. Just allow me to speak. I think I will make sense. It says very short, just 2 minutes. Shaina, just 2 minutes. I have quite serious questions to ask to the state government. Sure. I have serious questions. Now, I'm reading the excerpts. It says, the Supreme Court says, blanket protection is bound to cause serious interference with both rights and duty of the police in matter of investigation. Arnab, the court further states in this case that such kind of blanket protection is going to prevent the police from arresting the applicant even if he commits, say, and this is important, a murder in the presence of public. I repeat it. Even if he commits a murder in the presence of public, such an order can then become again I repeat, charter of lawlessness and a weapon to stifle prompt investigation into offences which could possibly be predicated when the order was passed. The court must therefore specify the offence with respect to which alone such an order is effective. And the last sentence is very important. The power should not be exercised in vacuum. Now, I have very serious questions to ask to the Maharashtra state government. I have the 22nd November order, which was given by Honorable Justice, 2-judge bench, Honorable Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul and Honorable Justice Sundaresh, in which I read the exact words. First of all, it does not deal, it's a 3-page order. It doesn't deal with any charges of extortion. It deals with criminal conspiracy charges, and he had filed a writ petition which was dismissed summarily by the High Court. And the High Court directed that Parambir Singh should approach the CAT. And what it says in the end, one second, Arnab, petitioner shall join the investigation but shall not be arrested. Now my understanding, I am not going technical, my understanding is Maharashtra state government should have immediately contacted the Supreme Court and clarified whether this order relates to the CBI the conspiracy case, related to CBI, or is it related to extortion cases?
Right.
Why
so may I now
Maharashtra government not
let me tell you how I look at this. If I tell you how I look at it and why this has become let's not go very technical now. Vivek, listen, I can also sit here and I can keep quoting every High Court and Supreme Court verdict. Simple point is, has there been a violation? Yes. Is this a mockery? Yes. Has the protection been abused? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Is this a contempt for the law? Yes. And I'll say one thing here. One thing. Let's look at only the Justice Chandiwal Commission. It is looking into alleged corruption allegations against Anil Deshmukh by Parambir Singh. Okay? Sachin Vaze is in judicial custody. How could he be allowed to meet anyone? What is going on? A prisoner is given guard and said, oh, you please have your meeting. Complete mockery. I'm sure the courts are watching. The people of the country are watching. What do you say, Mr. Mascarenhas? The people of the country are watching this now. It's gone too far.
No, I mean, this is complete lawlessness. The fact that Parambir Singh basically can use his official vehicle. It's been 231 days. He's not even been suspended.
Ridiculous.
This is basically a corrupt government where the government doesn't actually have control over its officers. You know, it's basically the political bosses, and everybody has dirt on everybody else, and hence nobody goes to jail.
Because
That's exactly what is happening.
Sir, because they're hand in glove.
Precisely my point. I think this is.
The political class and the administration.
This is a mockery of our process.
I'm sorry.
False allegation. Process.
If
the entire criminal justice system has been subverted.
If the escorts.
And maybe no, the NCP. No, this is a question to the Maharashtra government.
They are not moving the law.
Spokesperson from the NCP should
They
respond to
are
this.
misusing that.
No, 1 second. 1 minute.
How
1 minute.
government come in the picture?
So
I'll tell you, sir. I'll tell you. 1 minute. You're saying, how does the government come into the picture?
What do you mean?
Allow me. Allow me 1 minute. Let me explain to you, sir, and let us have some respect for the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has given interim protection to a person who is refusing to appear. Operational word being interim. Now, all over the media, everywhere in the media, there are reports, and these are substantiated. Government has started an inquiry into the fact that there has been this meeting. Is this meeting a violation of the law? Absolutely it is. Now, question is, Vaze is in judicial custody. How can he meet anyone? More so when the person he is meeting, that is Parambir Singh, who has made allegations against Anil Deshmukh and Sachin Vaze, is the subject matter of the Justice Chandiwal Commission. What are you allowing? Both Parambir Singh and Sachin Vaze are also co-accused in an extortion case.
Please say it
Please,
as it is.
do you know what's going on? Is there no respect for the courts of this country? Both Parambir Singh and Sachin Vaze are co-accused in an extortion case.
Arnab, now may I interject?
No, one more point. Sachin Vaze is under the control of the police.
Huge
The Parambir Singh
extortion
doesn't
case.
know the
There
law.
is a murderer. There are 3 FIRs. There is a
This is crazy.
home minister who's missing, and they still haven't even suspended
No, 1 minute, 1 minute.
anybody.
Mr.
And
Srivastava.
they are meeting hand in glove in
Mr.
the comfy,
Srivastava,
cozy
I get
setup
Shaina.
to create an
Shaina,
atmosphere that
Shaina.
they want to
No,
shield
nothing
a
hand in
corrupt
glove.
government.
Shaina, 1 minute. Mr. Srivastava, 1 minute, please.
Absolutely hand in glove.
it is not.
Otherwise, it's impossible to meet,
No, 1
sir.
minute. You tell me, Mr. Srivastava, one thing, okay? This meeting, both Parambir Singh and Sachin Vaze are co-accused in an extortion case, right? Sachin Vaze is under whose control? He's under the control of the police.
Yes.
Very correct.
Who would have escorted him to the commission? Let me complete.
Very correct.
If he was allowed to meet Parambir Singh, then it is obvious that it was done under the control and will and nose and supervision of the police. It can therefore be inferred that some of the members of the police are helping either Parambir Singh or Sachin Vaze or both, which is exactly what the law does not allow. Mutilation of the process, tampering of evidences, and misuse of office. The man is still in office, so you understand how serious this gets. Swapnil, Kapil, this is huge.
Yes, please.
The meeting did not happen.
Therefore, Home Minister has given order for the detailed inquiry. And nobody will leave. I can assure you, Arnab
come
ji,
on.
the people who are involved in this type of meetings that supported this meeting, they will not
This is
spare
a
any
joke.
house.
Hello,
Just,
excuse
I mean,
me.
I think-
This is a joke.
Government
Who
has
is
not-
in charge?
my
Are you
government has
saying,
not
are you
given
saying your
instruction
home
to the
minister?
police
Are you
officer.
saying your home minister has absolutely no knowledge of what's happening? Such a home minister should resign. Such a government should not even exist. Are you saying
How he
anybody can
he
meet
was not
anyone
there.
and the
Arnab ji,
administration
what
has
you are saying?
absolutely
Do
no
you
clue
think
of
that-
what's going on?
Sir,
This is how pathetic
sir,
your
do you
governance
think-
has reached.
Arnab ji, do you think the Home Minister of Maharashtra is having only one work to watch the Sachin and the Parambir Singh? What you are saying?
What?
What a ridiculous argument. No, what a ridiculous argument. Culture is set at the top.
Bridge Mohan ji,
They will be punished.
there is
They
an
will be punished.
I'm
extortion
sorry.
case.
The fact is,
There is a
this
murderer.
government-
Okay, I'll get-
FIR against
This
Parambir
will
Singh.
let
You
me
haven't
know.
even
Don't
suspended
elevate
him.
Okay, I
You have a
tell you.
home minister who is sitting in
I'd like to get Kapil. Let's get the lawyers and no. There are
May
some
I now
serious
come,
issues.
please? Arnab,
Serious
I'll
issues
give you
emerging.
for
1
2
minute.
seconds.
I'll just go 1 minute.
Can
Please.
I just say something now?
Yeah, okay,
There are
okay,
three
Shaina, make your
questions
point.
I have
I
for
can
Brij
assure, I
Mohan
can
ji.
give you guarantee.
I have just three questions.
Our government has
Brij
not
Mohan
given any
ji, I want
permission
to ask
to the
you,
police.
just
It is-
please,
it is
sir,
their
keep
local-
How
quiet
much
and
more
let me just
leeway,
ask.
how much
There
more
are three
flexibility,
questions.
how much more
Answer the
mutilation of the
citizens
process,
want to
how
know.
much more
Let me
jeopardizing
just
of the law are we going to witness,
If you
viewers?
have an
Just how
extortion
much?
case, you have a murderer, you have 3 FIRs against this ex-police commissioner, you have not even suspended him, and you have a home minister who is in question, you have a deputy CM
I just want to make
who
one
has
point, Arnab, very
ED
important
case,
technical point,
money
please.
laundering, and you have a silent chief minister. If this is not a corrupt collusion of the powers that be and the administration, what type of a message are you sending to the citizens?
Okay, I'll let
that you can
Swapnil
be a murderer,
okay,
you can have
okay, I heard you.
FIRs against you, and you
I
can
heard you.
still meet
Therefore,
in jail.
I
What is
just
this saying?
I'd like to get in. I'd like to get in the lawyers, Swapnil, Ms. Napinai, and Deshratan Nigam also, please. And just to complete the point that I want to make here, and then I'll let Rhythm deal with the final legal points here. You see, the point I made that if Sachin Vaze has had this meeting with Parambir Singh, then it's obviously done under the will and control of the police. It can therefore be inferred that some people are there within the police who are helping Parambir Singh. The Supreme Court, Swapnil, had protected interim protection for Parambir Singh while requiring him to join the investigation. Parambir Singh, therefore, is he breaching the order of the Supreme Court, which granted him the protection by allegedly trying to influence Sachin Vaze. Now, if he goes and says, no, I was not trying to influence Sachin Vaze, I was discussing the weather, I was discussing the kind of food that he gets in jail, etc., the Supreme Court is not going to believe it. The meeting has happened, it's documented, right? There is a huge conflict of interest which has emerged. It's a serious transgression. I think the courts are going to look at this very seriously. I'm pretty sure they will. Swapnil, what do you think? Can't hear. Sorry, no audio. Swapnil, I can't get your audio. I'll let Ms. Napin. Okay, you're back. Okay, go on. Go on, Swapnil, you're back. Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that it's a complete violation of the Contempt of Courts Act, Section 2 Civil Contempt and B and Section 2C Criminal Contempt, both. The first is willful disobedience of the order of the court, and the second one is interference, doing of any act which interferes in the administration of justice or lowers the authority of the court. So, Arnab, without going into further technicalities, it clearly amounts to that. Obviously, they were not discussing the weather or the cricket. They were obviously trying to decide as to what they have to say to each of their respective commissions or each of their respective investigators. Now, when you do that, that means you are trying to fabricate evidence, you are trying to tamper with the evidence, and also you are trying to ensure that your statements and your testimonies match when they are there in a court of law before them in respective cases. And Arnab, the most ghastly thing as far as this is concerned is that today this is happening when one is already in uniform still and undergoing suspension order at the same time. It's not yet suspended, and the other one is dismissed from service. And with due respect to Mr. Dixit, the Gurbakh Singh case of the Supreme Court deals with the anticipatory bail. So you cannot talk about the blanket order. They are talking about blanket anticipatory bail orders and not this particular order. This is an old order of the Supreme Court, which clearly says that you will only have interim protection from arrest. So it clearly implies only as far as the arrest is concerned, as Arnab rightly pointed out, it is only an interim protection. It does not say that you can go and meet anybody or party with anybody. There is no question about that. So Arnab, this is nothing but a gross mockery of the law. It absolutely amounts to interference in the administration of justice. And if the courts want to do it, they can take suo motu cognizance of this and ensure that they can even initiate contempt of court proceedings against both of them.
Yeah, Rhythm. You know, these kind of meetings can be used to sink stories. It can be used to derail the extortion investigation. It can be a means to avoid arrest. It can be to further conspire. It can be to influence witnesses. It can be to tamper with evidence. It is highly suspicious. And this is exactly the kind of thing that the courts fear. And now that it has happened, it really limits options. But I'm surprised that politicians are only blaming each other over why it happened. The issue is the extent to which the system has been compromised. Yes, please, Rhythm.
Yes, absolutely. And before I come across after this, Arnab, to Miss N.S. Napinai Deshratan Nigam, whom we spoke to in the day, the larger picture, let's actually look at what happened. 10:30 a.m., he walks into the building. He saunters in, Parambir Singh, after 229 days of being a proclaimed offender and not coming forward before the Chandival Commission, till the Supreme Court said, all right, we grant you protection, but with a caveat, you have to ensure that you cooperate with the Chandival Commission. What does he do? He goes to the floor where he has to do his home guard work. Then he saunters up to the upper floor where the Chandival Commission is actually looking into the matter. 10 minutes after getting his bailable warrant cancelled, he goes to an adjoining room and sits there. Vaze, who has to be brought in for a cross-examination, then comes in, and there is this meeting that takes place. Voila, yes, this is a meeting of minds, but I'm going to let the lawyers talk about that. The larger point that we have to make, and I go across to Ms. Napinai now. Ms. Napinai, we remembered in 6 days is a very crucial hearing in the Supreme Court of Parambir Singh. Like Swapnil right now spoke about it. How are we to look at a meeting between a man who's lodged in Taloja, accused of murder? He saunters in for a cross-examination, is allowed to meet for 60 minutes. Remember, and keeping in mind, there are clients who don't get to meet their lawyers at such times when they're in jail, and he's allowed to meet a co-accused, have a meeting. How should the courts be looking at this? Because this is not only about a meeting of minds. This is not only about a meeting that took place between the proclaimed offender who's been missing for 229 days, and the Supreme Court gave him protection with only one caveat: cooperate, and a man who's accused of murder. What is the court going to or should be looking at such cases, Ms. Napinai?
Rhythm, in a case where the Supreme Court observed saying curiouser and curiouser, today truly became Parambir in Wonderland with the way the things happened. The real difficulty is this, as far as the investigation is concerned. Firstly, the Supreme Court gave this interim relief purely, and this is my opinion, as I read the sequence of events, the only reason this interim protection itself appears to have come through is to ensure that finally Parambir does indeed appear and cooperate with the investigation. With this meeting, that has been definitely sullied, and you can't put the genie back in the bottle. That an inquiry will be conducted, that heads may roll in the police is irrelevant. What is going to happen with the investigation and how is it going to impact also? Parambir's further orders before the Supreme Court are going to be material. The first part is whatever has happened in that meeting is definitely going to impact the investigation, and that is of serious concern. The second aspect of it is chances are that this meeting and its expose is likely to impact any further protection or orders that the Supreme Court may grant to Parambir. And this is serious cause for concern for Parambir and not just for all of us out here.
No, but Parambir is the issue here is the respect to the courts and the process. Kishore Tiwari, what's going on? How are you allowing this? Everyone tonight, the entire country, Kishore Tiwari, Deshratan Nigam, you know this. They are both entangled in overlapping cases in the honorable courts. Kindly do know this. The honorable courts know this, that they are entangled in overlapping cases. I present the facts here truthfully and clearly. They are both entangled in overlapping cases. There's a closed-door meeting reported across the national media. Now, they can't turn around and say we're discussing the price of carrots. You're obviously not. Has the law been potentially jeopardized? It has. Can the benefit of doubt be given again? It can't. Kishore Tiwari, you know, citizens across India, what they are saying is, how much more will we be made to see? You tell. And you know what? You're playing this game with the BJP. You.
No, I am with...
No, this is... Please, don't do this.
Arnab, let me speak, Arnab.
I'm letting you speak.
Arnab, let me speak.
Yeah.
Arnab, I am with the Swapnil Kothari. One thing, it is a high time for a Maharashtra government to act. The man should be suspended first, and now he is using the protocol, he is using the car, and he is and IPS lobby is supporting him. My Home Minister has ordered it, but damage has already been done. I think Supreme Court should remove the cover. But it is a high time for a Maharashtra government to intervene in
So it's your government.
Supreme Court order and get the
It's your government.
relief is done.
It's an MBA Sarkar. What is the Maharashtra government doing? Do you need Deshratan Nigam's permission?
I am talking with the full responsibility. I am talking with the full responsibility.
In fact, let me point out, Arnab, let me point out one very important thing.
Misusing their
Yes, Mr. Nigam is responding to you, sir. Yes, please.
I think, Arnab, one important point is the jail administration is not the police administration. It is an independent administration under the state government. The state government has a lot to answer. You cannot say it is the police which has done. Now, tomorrow, the Parambir and Vaze lawyers will come out and say that it was merely a coincidence. It was a waiting area of the commission and hence we were meeting.
Come on, nobody will believe
So they were meeting. No, I'm telling you, tomorrow they'll come up with this plea and they will say, and then it will be very difficult for them since it was a waiting area. What were you doing for 60 minutes? And who allowed that meeting? Because if you are in a judicial custody, only the appropriate court can give you the permission to meet the person who's under the judicial custody. So that violation is clearly there. Apart from that, damage has already been done. It cannot be undone. You may punish the officer who's in charge or take any inquiry will only punish the officer.
Nigam sahab, my government is doing the inquiry.
Inquiry will only punish the officer who's allowed this. But it will not be able to undo the damage which has been done to investigation, which in my opinion has been compromised and vitiated. The investigation has to be fair and impartial, and it has also appeared to be fair and impartial. It must appear to be fair and impartial. In this case, it is people have realized that the investigation is not appearing to be fair and impartial. It has sown the seeds of doubt in the common people of this country that the judicial process and the interim protection given by the Supreme Court has been used, misused and abused.
Yes.
And therefore, it's a very, very serious matter and the Supreme Court must take some notice of this.
I totally agree with you.
Okay, now Deshratan Nigam says the interim protection given by the Supreme Court, Rhythm, he says, has been used and abused, and the Supreme Court must immediately act on this matter. I'm sure they're going to, this entire instance casts a deep shadow.
Why are we, Arnab, I think everyone is missing one important point. We must be conscious of the fact that till now, NIA has not initiated any coercive action. The protection given by the Supreme Court...
one second. Just one line.
No, because he was not even charged sheeted there. He was not even charged sheeted there, and therefore there is no action.
He's also got 5 FIRs against him, Kapil.
Yes.
He's also got an Extortion Act FIR. He's accused of extortion.
Your Honor, I can demolish both your points with ease. Rhythm, let me demolish both his points with ease. Kapil, I seek your attention. I seek your undivided attention. Very, very weak argument, Kapil, presented by a person of your ability. Point number 1, the NIA has investigated and interrogated Parambir Singh. A. Till date, there is no clean sheet. B. They have given evidence in a sealed envelope to the court. C. In the evidence which has come out, it is quite clear that there was a cyber expert who was paid 5 lakh rupees from some Mumbai police internal funds on the instructions of Parambir Singh to do something which would amount to creating an alibi for Sachin Vaze, who is the principal accused, murder accused and extortion accused in this case. So please, let's be very clear, which further emphasizes the point. 1 minute. Which further, if I may be allowed to complete, which further underlines the point, my friend, underlines the point that this meeting should not have happened and that this is a grave violation of the law. Second point is, maybe LLB first year elementary thinking out here for you. Maybe it's been a time since you did your law. No one can meet an accused who is in judicial custody, and that too when someone is facing charges of heinous crimes without the permission of the concerned court.
I am absolutely with you.
No, so it's a huge violation.
I am absolutely
So the court is in a violation of the interim protection.
There is absolute and blatant and brazen violation of the order of the Supreme Court.
So why is it being allowed?
So what I am trying to convey here, I mean, this is definitely a violation, and this will, Supreme Court will take it very, very heavily.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure the Supreme Court.
And I am absolutely confident on that. But what point I'm trying to make here, we all know, we are all debating that he's facing a charge, FIR of extortion.
No, I'm on.
Okay,
I'm
if
on
there
the
is an
side.
extortion.
No,
Please allow me to complete.
See, this
now,
is
if
what
there is
about,
please, no, just give me 20 seconds.
This is really.
If there is an extortion FIR, I mean, there is definitely a proceeds of crime. So if there are proceeds of crime, why not?
Rhythm.
There is an EDF.
Rhythm wants to come in. Rhythm. Our executive editor,
In fact,
legal.
I just
Rhythm.
want to say, Kapil, I'm amazed when Arnab spoke, you actually agreed with him. You yourself have now said there is a brazen violation of the Supreme Court
Exactly.
order. That ends the
100%.
matter right there.
100%.
If there is a brazen
100%.
violation 6 days from
100%.
now, and I want to go across
Yes.
once more to the lawyers, should there not therefore be some suo motu cognizance taken of a brazen violation? The Supreme Court bona fide on November 18th asked a man who was an offender, proclaimed offender for 229 days. He resurfaces in Chandigarh. Where are you? People think
This
he's run
complete-
abroad. He's been missing.
Total.
And now in 6 days, what the court needs to decide, what the Maharashtra government says to the court is becoming very critical, because if there is a brazen violation of the Supreme Court order, Ms. Napinai, then it's time that the system is shaken up, and the Supreme Court will, of course, the Honorable Supreme Court will be taking note of this violation by a proclaimed offender who thinks he can get away by being mightier than the law.
And the court doesn't need the Maharashtra government to tell them, though they will, I'm sure. They don't even need the Maharashtra government to tell them that. It's public knowledge.
Exactly.
Indeed, Arnab, indeed. I was just smiling at Kapil's comments because he was not really helping Parambir's case at all. If at all, I would think that his opinions will just increase the burden in terms of the kind of cases that Parambir will have to face. On the question that you asked, Rhythm, if I may complete, Kapil, I did not interrupt you. So if you could extend the same courtesy to me. So on the question that you asked, Rhythm, indeed, here is an opportunity for the Supreme Court to lay down unequivocally. We don't have to go to Gurbakh Singh then on what is permissible and what is not in terms of the conduct of persons in judicial custody. All of us are aware of it, as Arnab said, but probably some people need some reiteration and new lessons on this. So here is the opportunity. As I've already stated often, the consequences, it is a clear violation. The consequences will be met. My concern, however, is the purpose for which Supreme Court granted this interim relief, which was for Parambir to cooperate and help the investigation. It has actually resulted in the investigation being tarnished.
Compromised, yes.
Yes,
Compromised.
absolutely compromised.
Compromised.
And therefore, on that front, that's why I said there's no putting that genie back in the bottle. How is that going to be resolved? What is going to be the sanctity of further information or investigation that is going to be done, and that which is going to be collected, and who is going to be doing this investigation going further?
Yeah,
that I think is something that's going to be seriously affected because of the conduct today.
Okay, now, Swapnil, I think the politicians need to be put on the mat here now. You know, the problem is citizens and lawyers say politicians will do something. Politicians on both sides are doing nothing. Very convenient. And then they say, we agree, law is being violated, Supreme Court is being insulted, evidence is being tampered, so much wrong is happening. But for God's sake, Shaina and Brijmohan Srivastav, both these people have been booked in August along with Riaz Bhatti for extortion from a builder, Bimal Agarwal. You have to understand how serious this is. ACP Nitin Ramachandra Alankure in his statement to the NIA said, in front of all of us, CP sir said that it was very unfortunate that Mansu Kiran committed suicide. He shouldn't have taken his life under pressure. Right? Now, Parambir is giving an alibi to Sachin Vaze with a suicide theory and then is having a private meeting with him, then the NIA investigation is being compromised. What are you all allowing? I mean, like, I don't know what arrangement is going on between BJP and state government. Please, Shaina.
What is the state government doing?
What is the central government also doing? Yes, what is the state government doing? What is the central government doing? What's going on?
No,
No. Sachin Vaze was given a free hand in 17 serious cases. Let's have the state government on air. You've been playing this game. As a result, now there's no public confidence being lost. What action have you taken in the NIA case?
Government needs to answer. And if the state government, had little courage of conviction, they would have suspended
will not reply for it.
What NIA has
I'd like to see Kishore also.
She will not reply for it. But simply she will ask so many questions to my government.
The state government
please tell regarding your government.
Obviously, I will question. I'm a citizen too.
Your government.
This is your state government here that has allowed a convict and an accused both to be in jail.
Your government
and you're questioning us?
Shanaji, you are protecting him.
Please ask
Shanaji,
your
you are
government
protecting
also.
him.
What?
Shanaji, you are also protecting him.
Why don't you just
He
answer
accused
a
my home
serious
minister.
question? If there was
Now
an
he says there is
extortion
no
case where your home minister is being
Arnab ji.
questioned, where you have even your deputy CM in question with money laundering, you have a silence of the chief minister, and you are asking us questions. Maybe you should ask your own leadership how they've been in collusion with the administration. You allow an accused and a co-accused to meet in jail. Wow. And you're questioning the center.
Larger section in the society.
All right.
There is a larger section in the society which feels that this is a match fixing.
The questions that arise are out of this unlawful, shameful act of allowing them to meet so that they can collaborate their evidence and come up with...
Oh no, just explain this to me. Explain this to me, all of you. All right, 1 minute, please. 1 minute, Mr. Tiwari. Okay, so if there's match fixing and there is abuse of the interim protection given by the Supreme Court, still I will ask the question. Please tell me, Mr. Srivastava. Sachin Vaze is surrounded by a squad of policemen. Okay? On 25th November, when a Republic reporter tries to come close to him, he gets angry. He tells the police, keep Republic away. There's constantly a group of policemen around him. When the group of policemen is around him, and there is a group of policemen also around Parambir Singh, then these two people enter a room and have a meeting. The group of policemen dutifully and obediently wait outside. How did that happen? That means the police, whoever are these people, have been instructed to allow the meeting. Am I right? Mr. Srivastava, that means the police must have been told by some higher up, let these two people meet, let the Supreme Court rules or law, let the law be violated, it's okay, nobody will get to know. Right, Mr. Srivastava? But now the whole country knows. What will you do? How did the meeting happen?
The law is abused by these people.
Abused by them under your nose?
We are saying now.
No, but abused under your nose.
This law,
pardon me?
But the subordinate staff is supporting them. How you can say
subordinate
that
staff is supporting
government has given the instruction? Do you think that government has given this instruction? Government will take the action against those people those involved in it. This I am saying. Our Home Minister has also explained it. We will take the we will take the strong action against them.
But it is higher up, nothing can be allowed. Who allowed Parambir to meet Vaje? How Vaje was brought? No, this is serious issue.
It's very serious.
Do you think that this permission is given by the government?
Ask the Home Minister, ask your jail authorities. Who gave permission?
Oh, Shainaji,
maybe you can answer how they were facilitated. And if it's possible, let's go and meet some people.
Ruben, Mr. Mascarenhas and Swapnil, please.
Can a common citizen do this?
Mr. Srivastava, do you think...
Ruben and Mr. Srivastava.
Do you think the people...
Ruben and Mr. Srivastava.
Mr. Srivastava, do you take Mumbaikars, do you take all of us, do you take the people of Maharashtra to be fools? It is just that this meeting has come to the light that we are raising it. Imagine what has not come to the light. Imagine the level of collusion, and that is the problem. And you don't have any shame to actually defend something like that and come up with technical arguments that the subordinate staff was basically compromised. Are you saying your administration? No, hear me out. Mr. Srivastava, hear me out. Mr. Srivastava, hear me out. Are you saying your administration in Maharashtra, the MVA government administration in Maharashtra, is so pathetic, is so inept that they absolutely don't know what is happening? right? It takes 231 days for them to even think of suspending Parambir Singh. Parambir Singh has not yet been suspended. He moves around in an official call. No, and the Home Minister makes a statement only when there is a public outcry.
In police more than 35 years.
No, this is pathetic.
Having their own supporters in the police.
No, do you take all of us to be fools, Mr. Srivastava? Do you take all of us to be fools? You think the people of Mumbai and the people of Maharashtra are fools?
In the picture. If the subordinate
Mr. Srivastava, no. You answer us.
Supporting him, how you can say the government?
You answer us. No, I'll tell you how the government comes into the picture.
How government can?
No, your administration is completely compromised. Your administration is in cahoots, and hence,
our political.
What are you talking? What are you talking? You're coming across as a joke, Mr. Srivastava. You're coming across as a joke.
Oh, it is a joke. He was in police.
Mr. Srivastava, are you saying? Are you saying the police have gone rogue? Are you saying the administration, the lower bureaucracy,
are you
subordinate
saying
officers, everybody's gone rogue?
No, I'll put it even more simply. Are you saying that alleged co-conspirators are allowed to meet? Is this not now the beauty of today's debate rhythm is that everybody agrees there has been a grave violation. Everybody on the panel agrees it's a grave violation of the interim protection given by the Supreme Court. Just a massive violation. And it's not accidental rhythm. It raises some serious, larger questions here. And I think the politicians have realized right now the law is transparent. People are seeing whatever game is going on through. It's becoming very serious indeed. Also, most importantly, rhythm as a legal precedent. It's very serious as a legal precedent, isn't it, rhythm?
Absolutely. And Arnab, I believe that the politicians will continue to play politics, but like you said, and like all the lawyers on the panel said, the law is crystal clear. One cannot play politics when law is there. November 18th of this year, I'll just come to you. November 18th of this year, the Supreme Court bench of Justice Kaul and Justice Sundaresh asks Parambir, where are you? After 229 days, a man who's a proclaimed offender suddenly surfaces up. His bona fides are not clear. He then tells the Supreme Court, oh, I'm too scared to go to Maharashtra. I'm too scared because there's a threat to my life. And the Supreme Court wryly asked him, what about the common man? So when he's trying to dictate terms to the topmost court of the country, set terms to go to Maharashtra, when he reaches Maharashtra, at every step of the stage, all Parambir allegedly tried to do here, very crystal clear, I would say rather, is try and flout the entire system, try and flout and play with the law. This has become something that he's been doing. But Sachin Vaze, who's also present currently in Taloja, who's brought to the Chandival Commission for cross-examination, has also been given this particular leeway to go to the adjoining room to meet Parambir. And politicians continue to play politics. But I'll also get in Desh Ratan Nigam, like you said, what is it that the courts now further need to be doing? Is there some suo motu cognizance? Is there some unfair trade? Should this case also, Swapnil, to you, should the case be transferred out? How can there be a fair inquiry anymore is the larger point.
Let Desh Ratan go first.
Let me tell you, Arnab, very clearly that it has already started reflecting. Today, a statement was made by Parambir's lawyer in commission that the letter that he wrote on 20th March letter, the contents of which he says he does not know personally, it's not a first-hand information, he's already taken a U-turn. The investigation is already compromised. So you've started seeing the effects of whatever is going on. So he will not, the CBI case is registered on the basis of 20th March letter. Now he says he has no information about it. It's not a first-hand information. It is, therefore it becomes a hearsay. So U-turns have started taking place. And therefore the investigation is already compromised. It's a very dangerous thing, and Supreme Court should cancel his interim protection immediately.
The Supreme Court is surely watching these developments very closely, Swapnil, very closely. I mean, the entire legal fraternity of the country responding to the debate, Swapnil. The entire legal fraternity of the country is beginning to question the kind of developments here.
Absolutely, Arnab. There is no question about it, for the simple reason that what this shows is that when you do not cooperate with the investigations that you have conducted earlier when you were in office were absolutely bogus and sham. So that also is to be noticed by the Supreme Court, which I'm sure the Supreme Court is noticing and will ensure that going forward, this person is investigated in a proper manner.
Absolutely.
And not only that, but so is Mr. Vaze, so that they cooperate in the sense that they actually comply with the investigation. Arnab, this is not to ensure that the whole idea was to get the rabbit out of the hole. The whole idea of interim protection, so that the person complies with and cooperates with the investigation. And if this is the scenario today, that means the court...
And I'm completely out of time, Swapnil, but I'll just add one thing here. The law must be equal for all, and should be seen and felt to be equal for all. This particular case of Parambir and Vaze, this level of violation has to be followed up. On the other side, viewers, tonight, we took a clear position on the crypto issue, the only channel which has given you clear information on the crypto issue tonight, debating the crypto bubble in a few minutes.